Hi everyone, my name is Bhavishya. In this lecture, we will see the implementation of our routing information protocol. This is our topology. As you can see, we have this network 192.168.10.0. Then we have this topology. Then we have this network 192.168.20.0/24, where the network assigned for R1 is 192.168.20.1, and similarly for R2 at 192.168.20.2, and we have another network 192.168.30.2 for our R2, and similarly 192.168.30.3 for our R3. And then we have this network where for R3 is fast Ethernet 0/1/0, we have 192.168.40.254. So to save the time, I've already configured it. Let's see how to configure our RIP. So for that, we'll go to our console. First, in the global configuration mode, I will type router, after that RIP. As you can see, we are into this mode. After that, we are into router configuration mode. After that, we will type the network we want to assign our RIP to. So we are starting off with R1, right? So let's suppose I'll give the network 192.168.10.0 first. After that, I will give 192.168.20.0 network. But before giving the command, we should be clear with what these routers can advertise. So R1 has the information of 192.168.10.0, so he can advertise that via this port 192.168.20.2. R1 has information of this 192.168.20.0, right? Also, and it can only advertise it to his neighboring router, which is R2. So our R1 can advertise 10.0 network, 20.0 network to our R2. Now our R2 can advertise network 192.168.20.0 as well as 192.168.30.0 to our R1 as well as to our R2. Now our R2 can advertise the network 192.168.30.0 and 192.168.40.0 to who? To our router 2. Okay, so via router 1 we are advertising network 192.168.10.0 and 20.0. So I will hit enter. So we configure this so that it could go through our router 1's fast Ethernet 1/0. Now when by virtue of this statement, what we are trying to say is it can advertise only the network which we are advertising. What that means is it is going, when I set this, then it is going through that interface, that network's interface only. It is getting out of that network's interface only. So when I type this 192.168.10.0, so the routing information protocol went through this way 192.168.10.0. After that, I set this network 192.168.20.0. So if we neglect this right now and if we see this, then from this port this RIP packet went advertising 192.168.20.0, and when we gave these two networks, then what we see is through our 192.168.10.0 two packets are going. The very first, the two RIP packets are going 192.168.10.0 and 192.168.20.0. These are getting advertised, and from this as this is also there in our configuration. So from this side, our two networks are getting advertised, 192.168.10.0 and 192.168.20.0, right? So we will hit enter, yes. After this will not get showed in our, when we basically type the command show IP route in R2, because we have not enabled RIP in our R2. So to enable this, let's do an experiment. Show IP route. Okay. No problem. We can see it's empty. No RIP happened here because it's not configured, right? Yes. Configure terminal. After this, here we will type router RIP. And to get it started, we will give command network 192.168. What can we advertise so that the connection or the communication can happen between these two router is 192.168.20.0, because through this fast Ethernet 1/0, this will get advertised into R1 and then they both can share each other's RIP packets or control packets. Here, there is one thing to note, that they don't share data packets, they share RIP packets or data control packets, right? So as I do it, now let me exit from here. Exit, and if I check here, you can see this via our RIP this happened, and this is the network which get advertised to our R2 192.168.10.0 slash 24, and this is our administrative address. I told you in the previous one, it is the weightage that is given to the protocol. After that, we have hop count here. The hop count is 1. So basically it is how far it is, one metric or one hop count far. After that, it is telling via which network we receive this. So via 192.168.20.1 via this from router R1, and this is the time. So this is basically the update time. So by this time it will be there, it will be here in the entry. After that we have via which interface we receive this, via fast Ethernet 0/0. So via this, right? So here, if we talk about the dynamic routing, as I told you, there are two types. So RIP comes under our distance vector. So this is our distance, this one, that is one hop count far, and our vector is this. From here it is coming. So this is getting advertising from this direction, right? So this is our distance vector. Now we can configure further. So for that, I will go or I can do something. I can pause it here and will directly see it. Yes, this is good. Yes. So via router 2, we are advertising, as we have already advertised the net 192.168.20.0 network. Now we are advertising on 192.168.30.0. So via this, we are advertising this and this to our R1 and this information to our R3. Now to our R3, we are advertising 192.168.30.0, this network, and this network 40.0. Now let's check the table. Let me pause it here to save the time. So here, as you can see in the router 1, if we see at the table, these two networks, this is what we have received via RIP. This 192.168.30.0. This is our hop count. And for 40, the hop count is 2. As you can see, 1, 2. This is our network. And I guess 192.168.20.0 get purged due to the update time that we have. No problem, we'll get it. But yeah, we have seen it before. So this was for this. And if we go to our R2, so as you can see, our R2 has received 192.168.20.0. The hop count is 1. This was the network, and this was the R port. After that, we received this via RIP 192.168.40.0. So R2 received this, and I guess with 30 network we have already this. Yeah, with R3 we received this. So this is our R3, and we received this 192.168.10.0 via this. The hop count is 2. 1, 2. This is our 10 network, and with 20, our count is 1 just after this. So yeah, this was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.